There we are, Mitsubishi Trojan. Now Anthony, who's the owner of this car, well, we're the owners of this car now because obviously we've taken it part exchange. He has bought that beautiful pusher-locked Land Rover. So obviously he's decided to give up on the fact of ultimate reliability and buy what is a very nice Land Rover. And the reason Land Rovers have such comfortable seats is because you do nothing but sit in them and wait for breakdown. But anyway, we did try to dissuade him, but he was having none of it. He wanted to spend his money, so here we go. So Anthony's been coming to us for, oh God, as a customer, 10 years. Easily more than that probably. Looks after his cars very, very well. He doesn't do a great deal of mileage. Probably less than maybe 2,000 miles ago he had 5 brand new tyres, all-terrain tyres all round, and his alloys are in pretty good nick. There's a couple of marks on them. So on this driver's side one, which used to be on the passenger side, we have a mark here. His tyres have been rotated as he's had them, so they're going back around. We have some rust, which is really common on these, let's be honest, to the side steps. There is a little bit of compound needed there, and a good polish, really. It wants a good T-cut and polish. Back wheel, good. Chassis is good. The chassis is absolutely fine. There's no horror stories of rot or anything like that. There's your brand new spare underneath there. So moving, are you going to take that round on there? Car park, Benji, thanks. Did you do me a cup of tea?
Yeah,
oh, you where? In there? No, I'll get it. Tow bar, which he literally used once. Had it brand new fitted, and used it once to tow a caravan that we sold him, which he's used once. Bless him. Doesn't get out much. There's your cabinet. I doubt very much Tony's had much in there, to be honest. So there we are. Somebody's calling me. I don't know who that is. So, there we go. That's handy. That is handy. It's always a worry, isn't it, with these, when you got something in the back, and even if you're just nipping into Asda to get something, if you're lucky enough to be able to afford to shop in Asda. So this wheel, again, pretty much immaculate. A little bit of flaking here, look, but nothing major. Looking over the top of the car and down, looking good. Same on the door. What are they called? Side steps. Inside the door shuts, there's the usual wear here where people get in and out with their shoes. Interior is nice and tidy. A little bit of I'll go and show you that a little bit better in a moment. A little bit of wear on the driver's bolster and a bit of wear on the stereo there, and some wear on the steering wheel. But other than that, it's pretty darn good, really. Other than it needing a bit of a clean. It's a bonnet catch on these. Yeah, it's that side, isn't it? So this front wheel, passenger side now, as again, good. To drive it, absolutely fine. There's just literally no issues at all with it. It drives true and straight, starts exactly as it should. No puffs of smoke, no rattles, no whines. The 4x4 system works as it should perfectly. It's a good, level, honest motor car. Couple of marks here on the front and a couple on the top. Quite common with these there. They must have put less paint on or something, I don't know. They will compound out. I will definitely do that myself before it goes anyway. So some light scratching there from use, but again, compound out. Let's do the other bit. Right, let me just hang you that way a minute. Hang on. These buggers are heavy. There you go. Right. Ooh. Now, I'd have to check, but I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't that long that it was serviced, and it had a new battery as well. I think it had that battery. We supplied that Urasa battery. It might have been last year. Double check that. And so that would probably mean there's a balance of 4 or 5 years worth of warranty on it. So yeah, under the engine, here we are, very good. No oil leaks, everything's nice, and it hasn't been jet washed. We don't do that here. We never jet wash an engine because it's the bloody worst thing you can do. They're not submarines. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward and normal underneath there, as it should be. They're not submarines engines, contrary to belief. They do leak. The trick is do they leak too much? Then they should. There we go. Obviously it's warm because he's driven it here. So 51,390 on the mileage. It's currently in the 2-wheel drive. You've got all of this here, as you probably know if you know anything about these. You've got the back window thing for the back. Look, oop, that's for that. If you didn't know about that, let me show you. And it works. Oh, there you go. That's for putting your long piece of 2x4 in. Then you've got the control panel up here for you know, east and south, north and west, if you're that way inclined. Automatic temperature, climate control with air conditioning, CD player, all working and present. So there we are. Brakes, clutch. What else can I show you? Engine revs nice. Yeah, pretty confident that's it. Oh, RD lock, fold away mirrors, they're working. Folding away. Electric windows. He's got the wind deflectors on both sides. And the back one. Ooh, that's slow, isn't it? Whoa, that hasn't been opened in a while, has it? Auto one touch. Yeah. Alright, undo this bugger. I find that they need a bit of fairy liquid on them, you know, when they're which window am I doing here? You know, on the seals, because the seals get so bloody. That one's tight. That one is. Look, that needs doing. Yeah, look, see how tight it is on the seal. I'll show you if you don't know. These seals here, these rubber seals, when the windows don't get used very often, it's all right if you've got kids, they're always up and bloody down, aren't they? They become very, very stuck on the glass, and the windows are designed to cut off when they feel resistance, because somebody's poor little child once got killed actually, by standing on the switch, because the switches never used to always be like this, did they? They were rockers. And the child in question had stood on the rocker, and unfortunately it strangled them. So that's all that design's changed. So you can't actually do that now because they point down to go down rather than up. You have to pull them up. But also they've still got a device that when it feels a certain amount of resistance, the window will stop and go down. And when these get tough like this and stick to it, it thinks it's that. So the way to rectify that is to actually put fairy liquid down there. It gets your window a bit streaky for a while, but once it's done and cleared, it solves the issue. Right, so yeah, so there we go. You get the bird poo for free. That's good old Welsh bird poo. So that's nice. I suppose you're going to want me to do this, but I'll do it because I'm a victim to the slavery. I'll get down on my I've got to show you the seat, haven't I? Get down on my knees. So there's your worst bit of the interior, that there. Underneath, here we go. Okay, there's the underneath. No nasty surprises, no bellowing bits of oil from the gearbox or the diff. There's the diff over there. And there is the chassis. It's all nice and as it should be. I'll go around this side. as well. And there you go, all the way down, nice and good. Gearbox is nice and dry, always a good sign on these, or in any car really, isn't it? That's us, this is us. We've been here a long time. So I think that is pretty much it. I can't think of anything else to show you. Done the door card, right, so there's a little bit of rusty mark there, but that is as worse as I can make this car look, which is what I always like to do, because if you make it look the worst that it can look, then it can only get better, rather than tart it up like a hooer's handbag and try and hide everything. But there's nothing to hide on this, nothing to hide other than the fact that it needs a good clean. There's nothing that needs doing to it. All of these, here we go, put that in there like that. This is a pain in the arse, this thing. I'll tell you why. You have to be careful. You have a tendency of holding on to that, and what happens is you break them. That's why you see them with bits missing. So you've got to get your fingers underneath it like that. Da-dun, done. So there we are. As I'm sure you will agree, nice bus, very nice bus. And if you enjoy turning the steering wheel a lot, just to do a two-point turn, which will turn into a 44,000 million point turn, this is the vehicle for you, because the steering lock on them is atrocious. But other than that, perfect. So, being in Wales, we are going to upload it there. That seagull I can see is waiting for us to upload it. That seagull there, Stephen, he will send it over to you momentarily. Okay, so we'll get on with it.